Hey guys, welcome back. You're still tuned into Power Breakfast. We were just going through all of the global market cues, but let's now talk about everything you should track before our own market open. We have our research team to prep us up for this trading session. Vivek, Nigel and Surbhi are all with me. Guys, a very good morning to all of you. And Vivek, let me come to you first. We were just going through the CPI print in the US, which definitely spells good news for global markets, and looks like our own market will also have a positive start.
Well, absolutely right. The kind of positive news flow that we received overnight has kept, global market worldwide actually quite strong. US has given a very strong handover. Even Europe has given a very strong handover. Crude oil prices continue to remain the joker in the pack, given the fact that we're actually seeing, Brent crude prices above $80 a barrel mark for the first time since May. So that'll be one important trigger to keep an eye out for. But coming to our own markets, yesterday in the last hour of trade, the Indian markets actually saw a significant pullback. And the last hour, of course, was impacted by the index rebalancing flows. You did see significant changes in terms of flows coming in the various indices, both the Nifty Bank, as well as a limited amount of changes as far as the Sensex and the Nifty Next 50 was concerned. On the back of that, you did see a significant sell-off in the last hour of trade, also impacted by the HDFC Bank merger pre-flows that did come in. Now, when you're talking about the Nifty IT index, in yesterday's trading session, it was a bit of an underperformer. Today, all eyes will continue to remain on the Nifty IT index, given the fact that, TCS as well as HCL Tech have, given a slightly muted set of results as far as Q1 is concerned. So technology has started off on a muted note as far as the Q1 results season is concerned. Markets will also react to, strong IIP data and also, core sticky inflation data as well. And lastly, keep an eye out for some of the names like Wipro, Federal Bank. They'll be coming out with their results today. Interesting to see, how banks start off, especially with Federal Bank and the kind of names that they would be posting.
All right, Vivek, thanks a lot for taking us through all of those cues. Let's also talk about the individual names that you should watch in today's trading session. Surbhi is here with the list, and Surbhi, it could be a lot about tech today.
That's right. So let's start with TCS first. Now, it was a pretty much inline set of numbers. The constant currency revenue was flat sequentially and up 7% on a year-on-year basis. The margins came in at 23.2%. HCL Tech, it was a miss on a revenue and a margin front, but the FY24 guidance was maintained. The revenue was down 1.2% sequentially. The margins came in at 17% versus 18.2% in the previous quarter. And the company has also acquired a German company for an enterprise value of 250 million euros. Anand Rathi Wealth also came up with the Q1 results. The revenue was up 21% sequentially and the margins have come in at 40%. Patanjali Foods will also be on my radar. The company launches an OFS to sell up to 7% equity. The floor price is set at 1,000 rupees per share. SpiceJet, the promoter Ajay Singh is going to infuse 500 crores into the company. Dr. Reddy's, the company's proposed biosimilar application, is accepted for review by US FDA. And lastly, Lupin is also on my radar. US FDA issues a Form 483 with 2 observations for company's Nagpur solid oral dosage facility.
All right, that is a lot of stock. Surbhi, thanks a lot for getting us that entire list. Finally, I'm going to hand it over to Nigel, who's looking at all of the cues from the futures and options space. Hi, Nigel.
Well, morning, Pavitra. Before we get to the cues, just wanted to update our viewers that the NSE, they have put up a couple of notices last night, and it's going to be plenty of action from the derivatives market. So the Nifty Bank that currently has the weekly expiry on Thursday, well, that's going to be shifted to Wednesday. That's from September onwards. And you'll say, hey, we already have one expiry out there. That's the Nifty Midcap Index. Well, that's going to be shifted to Monday. So, because of these changes now, every day you'll have an expiry. The first 4 days of the week will be on the NSE, that's on the Nifty related indices. I think we should get that up for you. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll have the weekly expiry out there. While on Friday, you'll be having the BSE, that's the Sensex that will play out expiry. So from September onwards, those are the changes. Getting to the market action then. Well, in the F&O market on index futures, there were some long positions that were had, a few more longs than shorts. On the index option side, well, more calls were bought in comparison to the puts, close to around the ratio of 2:1. But on the writing side, well, more calls continue to get written in comparison to puts, and that was in the ratio of 3:1. And it appears 2 strikes were very active, 19,450 call, that's on the Nifty. And on the Nifty Bank, the 45,000 call, well, that was fairly active, which added close to around 10 lakh shares odd. The sense you're getting is maybe the bears are getting a little bit confident that 19,500 odd level will hold out. And that's because in the last 5 sessions, 4 times we have gone to that level of 19,500, but we've not been able to sustain at those levels. At some point of time, I think the graphic plate will reflect that as well. The way we've been going to 19,500 and coming off the top. In terms of levels that we're looking at, well, since we've been going to those levels of 19,500, 19,550 and seeing a bit of a U-turn, the recent high becomes a bit of a resistance. And on the downside, there is a big amount of open interest built up at around the 19,300 foot. So that's why that's the level you're looking at in terms of support. On the downside, the Nifty Bank, it's coming closer to a very crucial support, which is the 20 DMA. So keep an eye out on that. The GIFT Nifty should come up for you on the screen. IT stocks as well will be in focus. But I think going by all the cues that you have, you don't look to buy the gap up if it's 100 points. But if it's a little bit of a muted start, well, then you look to get into the Nifty. But it's a good day to go long.
All right, Nigel, thanks a lot for taking us through all of those cues. With that, we do need to take a break on the show. But when we return, like we told you, IT majors TCS and HCL Tech reported their first quarter earnings last evening. So we're going to bring you the fine print in just a bit.